Hi everybody, my name's Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Eli.
And we are the Yahuwah and the Torah channel. And we thank you guys very, very much for hanging out with us. We thank you for being a part of our family. We have a small little family within this little group, and we are happy that we have a small group. We are those people that do not want to be a large group, because the large groups seem to get corrupted far easier than the little groups. And we are the people that believe the laws, statutes, and commandments that are found in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy are the test for all times. They are what everybody should be keeping if you want to find a road outside of this world that we are on. We only have 120 years to get this right, and we have been told from the beginning of the book all the way to the end of the book that we need to be in obedience to our Creator. And the reading that we're going to be doing in SHEMU'EL today is the same thing. SHEMU'EL is going to give us the same reminders that Moshe gave his people. He's going to give the people the same reminders that Joshua gave his people. The same lessons and the same things that Yah has been telling his people all these years. And we have it in scriptures. And with that, we are able to see a world that is to come, a world that is without evil, that will be walking with our Messiah, that will be walking alongside those who are in obedience with our Creator. Now, before we get going here, this is Yah Scriptures. I'm going to continue to plug this regardless, because I know that Boss Clan is going to have these into people's hands. Diligently, behind the scenes, we are working extremely hard. There is some extremely stressful things that we're dealing with right here, but this is the Scriptures of Yah. And for those who have not purchased this, I would probably purchase this now, because I don't know if the $64 is going to hang. By the time that we are done with this, it could be $100 for this kind of a print. I do not know. We are struggling on this whole thing, but whatever you guys purchase this on, we will honor. So if you get it 64, it costs us $200, then we will we will cover that, and we will still get you guys your scriptures. So they are available right now. Probably the best investment you guys can make right here, because this is like one of these stocks that are going to go up if you get them. If you guys want to just read this, the PDF is absolutely free of charge. The first two is the Yah Scriptures, single column, and the second is the Apocrypha. Both of those are completely free for every device that is out there. And for those who want a hard copy of any of these little books, these are all available right now on Amazon, Jubilees, Jasher, the Testament of the 12, Enoch, Writings of Abraham. All right, gentlemen, we are in the 12th chapter of SHEMU'EL. Jade, give me a breakdown of where we are to this point.
So SHEMU'EL, he was leading the people, and the people saw that his sons were doing evil, like Eli, the guy who raised SHEMU'EL, his sons did. And they said that they wanted a king because they didn't think that the people would be protected. So they went and got a king, and SHEMU'EL went and asked Yah, and Yah sent a man named Shaul. And Shaul was the first king of Israel. Now he is the first king. He went to war, 300,000 men, won his first battle, and he is now reigning over Israel.
Yep. And what we're reading today, if you guys would apply this to your lives, this is the same message that should be applied to you. You guys should all be hearing this. People should be screaming this. SHEMU'EL is going to tell people a key to life right here, and we have to understand what he's saying. So let's get going. 12. And SHEMU'EL said to all Yisrael, "Look, I have listened to your voice in all that you have said to me, and have appointed a sovereign over you. And now look, the sovereign is walking before you, and I am old and gray, and look, my sons are with you. And I have walked before you from my youth to this day. Look, here I am. Witness against me before Yahuwah and before his anointed. Whose ox have I taken? Or whose donkey have I taken? Or whom have I oppressed? Whom have I abused? Or from whose hand have I received any bribe with which to blind my eyes? Then I restore it before you, restore it to you." And they said, "You have not oppressed us or abused us, nor have you taken from anyone's hand." So he said to them, "Yahuwah is witness against you, and his anointed is witness today, that you have fought not in my hand, or found not in my hand." And they answered, "He is witness." And SHEMU'EL said to the people, "It is Yahuwah who appointed Moshe and Aaron, and who brought your fathers up from the land of Mitzrayim. And now stand still, so that I judge you before Yahuwah concerning all the righteous acts of Yahuwah, which he did to you and your fathers. When Jacob had come to Mitzrayim, and your fathers cried out to Yahuwah, then Yahuwah sent Moshe and Aaron, who brought your fathers out of Mitzrayim and made them dwell in this place. But they forgot their Elohim, so he sold them into the hand of Sisera, commander of the army of Katzor, and into the hand of the Pelashites, and into the hand of the sovereign of Moab, and they fought against them. And they cried out to Yahuwah and said, we have sinned, because we have forsaken Yahuwah and served the Baals and the Ashtaroth. And now deliver us from the hand of our enemies, and we serve you. And Yahuwah sent Yerubbal and Bedan, and Yiptak and Shemu'el, and delivered you out of the hand of your enemies round about, and you dwelt in safety. And when you saw that Nakash, sovereign of the children of Ammon, came against you, you said to me, no, but let a sovereign reign over us, when Yahuwah your Elohim was your sovereign. And now, here is the sovereign whom you have chosen and whom you have asked. And see, Yahuwah has appointed a sovereign over you. If you revere Yahuwah, and shall serve him and obey his voice, and not rebel against the command of Yahuwah, then both you and the sovereign who reigns over you shall follow Yahuwah, your Elohim. This is where we're getting into the final messages. And folks, anyone who's willing to listen to this at all out there, this is the same thing. It's not old school. This applies to all of us today. If we revere Yahuwah and serve him and obey his voice and not rebel against the command of Yahuwah. Guys, what is the command of Yahuwah?
The Torah.
The Torah. First 5 books of the Bible. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. That is the command of Yahuwah. So if you do not rebel against the command of Yahuwah, then both you and the people who rule over you shall follow Yahuwah your Elohim, right? And of course, those who rule over us don't follow Elohim. They don't care. If you're in the United States government or any government across the world, nobody cares what the will of Yah is at all. They do not obey his commands. They don't care. But for all of us, we can. We can care about what he says. We can be obedient to him. 15.
Shemu'el here, he mentions that people went and served the idols. They broke the commands, and they got sold into captivity. All these people did that, and captivity can be different for different people. Punishments will be different for different people that break Torah. Some people ended up dying. Some people sent their whole family to death. But if you break Torah, you will be punished in a different way.
Yeah, and I see captivity as simply Sunday worship, right? If you're worshiping a lowercase god in a temple made of man, and you're giving away 10% that you don't need to give away because it's not in scriptures to give it to some dude that's standing there in a thing, you're in captivity, right? You may not think that you're in captivity, but you are in complete captivity because you're not free. You are not free until you have the Torah. When you have the Torah, then your heart, mind, and soul can be free in the will of our Creator. But it will never, ever be like that if you guys are against the commands of Yahuwah. 16. And now, stand and see this great matter which Yahuwah does before your eyes. Is today not the reed harvest? Let me call to Yahuwah, so that he sends thunder and rain. Know then and see that your evil is great, which you have done in the eyes of Yahuwah, in asking for yourselves a sovereign. And Shemu'el called to Yahuwah, and Yahuwah sent thunder and rain that day. And all the people greatly revered Yahuwah and Shemu'el. And all the people said to Shemu'el, pray for your servants to Yahuwah your Elohim, that we do not die. For we have added to all our sins by doing evil and asking for ourselves a sovereign. And Shemu'el said to the people, do not fear. You have done all this evil. Only do not turn aside from following Yahuwah, and you shall serve Yahuwah with all your heart. Guys, this is the same message for all of us today, right? When we come out of captivity, when we come out of bondage, when we come out of the Christian religion, when we come into the will and the covenant of our Creator, we don't need to fear, right? We have come into this and we were evil all the way to we stepped across that line to where we decided to get into obedience with our Creator, right? Only serve Yahuwah. How do we serve Yahuwah?
Obeying his commands.
Obeying his commands. There's no other way to serve our Creator other than by his Torah, by obeying what his Torah is. And you shall serve Yahuwah with all your heart, and do not turn aside after your worthlessness, which does not profit or deliver, for they are worthless. For Yahuwah would not cast away his people, for his great name's sake, seeing it has pleased Yahuwah to make you his people. Also, As for me, far be it from me that I should sin against Yahuwah in ceasing to pray for you. But I shall teach you the good and straight way. Only revere Yahuwah, and you shall serve him in truth with all your heart, for consider what marvels he has done for you. Okay, he says this. He said this over and over and over. The last thing is, how do you revere Yahuwah?
You obey his commands. You serve him in truth.
Yeah, you serve him in truth. You do what he wants us to do. That is how we obey him and revere him. 25. But if, and this is for everybody out there, everybody, if you persist in doing evil, both you and your sovereign are consumed. And this would be something of this nature if it was for us today. But if you persist in doing evil, both you and your household are consumed. So with that, guys, this leads us to the end of today. We hope that you guys had a wonderful week. We hope that you guys are doing preparation day. Today is a preparation day. Let's do a quick drum roll. Yay. Okay, which means tomorrow's a Shabbat. Yay. Okay, so that means prep what you're going to prep today, cook what you're going to cook today, have it ready and rocking and rolling so that at sunset tonight, the Shabbat begins. And Shabbat is all day tomorrow until sunset tomorrow night. And it is a day of reverence to our Creator. We do have a live Shabbat reading, Yah willing, that we are doing. It's around 11 o'clock our time. We don't know what it is your time, but whatever it is your time, that is we keep it the same time every single week. So with that, everybody, we hope that you guys have a wonderful day. We thank you for being part of this family. We love you all, and shalom.
All right, shalom.